Welcome to a discussion today of the World Cleanrooms Market. This is an online report with thousands of pages, but there are continuous updates, and some of the pages may be older, but all the key forecasts and important data are being updated on a continuing basis. And we do think this is very important that any report you look at has to be current. And with all the changes in the world, and particularly in the clean room industry, having the latest insights in your forecasts becomes quite important. The report is divided in three sections. So you would, for instance, have the industry section, which is a whole website to itself, and you can see, that it gets into the room revenues, employees, and technology by the industries themselves. So you see for semiconductors, pharmaceutical, and flat panel display, and other medical devices and other industries. So there's a lot of information there, as well as the forecasts and things. And then you get into hardware, which would have the forecast for the rooms and details on what is being forecast, and the ceilings, lighting, engineering design, and the HVAC systems, and the replacement filters, all sorts of different static control, walls and doors, and then the filters themselves. So then, of course, we get into flooring. So everything that goes into the hardware aspect of a clean room, but we also get into the testing and the monitoring, and then the devices, which would be the benches, mini environments, and that sort of thing. Then there's a whole third website that goes in to the consumables. So we're continually forecasting the garments and the gloves, and even get in to insights on the roll goods, how much Tyvek is used, what are the trends in the different industries relative to the use of the different garments, and what is required for each different industry. So you can go into the forecasts in any one of these, so that up at the top here on the left-hand side, you would have, for instance, the consumables forecast. So you click on that forecast button there, and we're essentially going to see the forecast for all the different industries, as you can see here, and for all the different subjects. So you'd get disposable clothing, gloves, processing, paper, reusable clothing, and then you get into supplies, which would be chemicals and things like that. And then you can actually select any country, or you can select all countries. So the very broadest forecast would be something like this, where you're looking at the total consumables market for every country in the world, and then you're looking at it broken out by laundering or processing gloves, disposable clothing, all those different categories. So the so on the other side here, we get into the details. What is going, on in the industries, or in the reusable clothing, et cetera, for these things. And we get into hoods and masks, and what undergarments, and the details on what we're actually forecasting here. So that is shown on the left-hand side. There, we also have the various different insights and updates. So you've got the updates each month. We can just click here on the updates. And for instance, this is our April 2017 update, and this gets what's going on in the semiconductor industry, in the pharmaceutical industry. The Internet of Things is very important for the clean room market, and we have webinars, and we're posting into this report that we did on mid-April 2017 on the impact of the industrial Internet of Things on the Cleanroom Market. And so you get this monthly coverage of what is going on in the industry, and then you get a networking directory with it as well. And so, for instance, if you can look at suppliers all in any manner. You can go in by products, you can go in by company. Let's say we're looking for Connect Cleanroom. We would maybe start backwards, and here's the back of the C's, and then the COs, and then we keep going backwards here, and then we would getting, let's say we're going to connect to Cleanroom, so we would go down here to one more level, and we would go look for Connect to Cleanrooms here, and we click on Connect to Cleanrooms, and Joe and Sean are two of the key principals there, and here are their telephones and fax numbers, and this is what the company supplies. So we have many thousands of people, in the network working directories. So let's move back to the hardware as well. And again, we can go to the hardware forecast. Takes a second to come up, but again, it's every country of the world, every industry. And so you have, aerospace, BioClean, flat panel, food, all these different things. You can then go in by subject, and you can go into devices, engineering design, replacement filters, walls, etc., and then click on any one of them. So you would go in, let's say, under the pharmaceuticals, and you would go in, let's say, under the subject being filters or walls. Let's go to replacement filters, is a very small little area, and then you can go to see how big that is just generally or by any individual country and so forth. So it's only a replacement filters is only an $81 million market for the pharmaceutical industry, but you can break that down by country or by region or so whatever. So we're basically reducing these forecasts down to the level that your salespeople can provide their input as to whether they think the numbers are right or wrong. When you have these big top-down forecasts with no level at that where the salesman can relate to his particular market, you don't get any feedback. But this is a way that you're only talking, $80,000 worth of business in some of these cases here. And so the local salespeople in all these areas can provide good feedback. And a number of our clients get back to us when they think there is a problem, which is helpful too. And it gives us some intelligence. So we looked at consumables, we looked at hardware. Let's go back now onto the industry. And the industry forecasts are basically done the same way. And so you can select any industry, and then again you can select on the subject matter, you can select employees, room revenues, space additions, space in use, and a lot of these things become very helpful if you are making a forecast for something that isn't in our report, because if you take the space additions, you can go in on that, for instance, and this is 23 million square feet, and then we go in by subject here, and you see that I went a little bit different way. These are the numbers of employees, the room revenues, space additions, and so forth here for the industry, and therefore this could be used very nicely to then project the products that may not appear per se, and you have to really construct it from ground up. And almost any product is either a function of the number of employees in the space or the amount of space itself. So if it's garments, it's obviously directly related to employees. If it's filters, it's probably related to the space additions. And then we get into all the technology relative to classes of clean rooms and figuring ways to calculate all those different things. So you get the number of employees. It's 40 one employee per 40 square feet for certain types of clean rooms, and then you break out the clean rooms by class to do things, and then costs for various things by class of clean room. So there's a lot of details in here, and this is a report that we have been updating continually since the 1980s, and so there is a lot of information that has been gathered. Some of it may be obsolete, but it's in a fashion that you can easily take the latest information and make great advantage of it. So I'd like to thank you for spending some time. We welcome any questions that you have. This is Bob McIlvaine signing off for today.